All right, so I'm going to call to order the Scott County Council meeting for October 10th, 2023. It is 5:30 p.m. We could all stand for the pledge and prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, Lord, praising your name. We thank you for making the world, making us, giving us everything that we have and all the blessings that we have. Father, come to all our hearts right now and teach us how to love each other and have the compassion and the wisdom to do the things that we need to do for the taxpayers of Scott County. And Father, I want to ask a special blessing on our friend and co-worker Diane Mullins. She's having some pretty serious health issues. Lift her up for healing and comfort and peace, and we just thank you for that, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that.
Okay. All right, everyone is present except for Diane Mullins, which she alluded to. She's having some health issues. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as published? John Miller,
Second.
JR second, all in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Any opposed? Okay. All in favor? 6-0. Okay. Before we start today's meeting, I know that everyone's here for a topic that's near and dear to all of our hearts and it's important to everybody. What I will ask is that we show some decorum, some respect in today's meeting. I will not tolerate any outbursts or comments from the audience. We will have time for some public comments, and there will be 2 minutes apiece, and we will time you. But I do hope that everyone can respect that respect, have some respect for the people that are speaking, the people up here, and the topics that we are speaking on. So with that being said, I will, do you want to do it now? I will allow 10 minutes of public comments. These are not going to be questions and answers. These are going to be comments from the audience. Again, you will be timed. So I will open it up to public comments. Does anybody have any public comments? Anybody have any public comments?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, sir. Oh, wait, hold on, we got one before they go all the way down. We have one. If you could stand up and state your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Raymond Dean. I have a grandson at one of the county schools. My son is the chief deputy here in the county. And I'm asking you, as a taxpayer in this county, to do the right thing for the people of this county. Not only for the citizens that pay taxes, but for those children in those schools. Do the right thing. Let the hatred go. We've seen it for a long time now. Since this man came into office, he has been treated and vilified. He's been treated bad, vilified by some of the local elected officials. We need to do the right thing for the people of this county. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Anybody else? Oh.
My name's Donna Schultz. I live out in the county, and I want to second his opinion. But I have 4 kids in the county school, and I would rather have somebody like Officer Sean Mayer, who is willing to risk his life to protect those children that's a resource officer in those schools. And the deputies that work for the county, they deserve a raise. So do the right thing for the taxpayers, for the deputies, for the children of the county, and vote them a raise.
Thank you for that. Yes, this is very helpful here. Anybody else have a comment?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know you were coming in for comment. And state your name, please.
Rusty Johns.
Okay,
I've been in this business for 25 years. I worked at Clark County for over 20. I've been up here for 3. And this man has been the most honorable sheriff I've ever worked for besides Mike Becker. Now, I know there's some people who think that that's not true, but this man has been honest. He's done everything he can. He hasn't pulled any stunts like other sheriffs we know, and he's trying to do his best to take care of his people. And I just want y'all to know that, Mr. Ward, there was a state law passed recently, and if anybody wants to know your past or what happened with you here at the Sheriff's Department, all they need to do is send a.
sir, we are not going to talk about people personally. This was a public comment. We're not going to do that. Okay?
Nick?
Hello, my name's Marcella Campbell, and I want to speak on behalf of Jerry Gooden. I've come to a lot of these meetings. He's done nothing but been fair and honest. Seems like everything comes before he gets shot down by most of the council. Some of it I believe is person, a vendetta, and I think we need to support him. We need to let go of all of our grudges and things we don't care about each other. I mean, we need to know what's best for the county, and he does need a raise. He needs some kind of support. You guys need to work this out. And I know he's got a lot of static on the schools he brought out. Which ones are going to be protected? He was just letting it be known. I mean, he didn't take nobody from the schools yet. He was putting it out there, hey, we got an issue, we need to resolve this. So I think you guys need to throw some stuff aside. I know you're in control, but you need to look at what's best for the county and the community. Because we shouldn't suffer. If the money's there, I mean, he didn't have the money when he tried to get the raise back in August, when we called that emergency meeting, like when he came in. And I feel like your table, it's gotta be fixed. So I feel like you guys got the authority, we need to resolve something before, you know, we care about our kids. So you guys need to do what you can. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we have one more.
My name is Phil Granger. I'm originally from Chicago, the Chicago Police Department. I've been in law enforcement since 1968. I have never in all my career met a man like Jerry Gooden. He is involved with his officers for their safety and for the safety of this county. And God Almighty, help this man make this stronger than what it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to close the public comments, and we are going to move on with our agenda. So do I need to do anything with Judge Mount since he's not here?
I can just address it.
Okay.
I spoke to Judge Mount about his veteran probation officer position request. We talked about the state statute requiring that those appropriations be set for public hearing. He understands that. So I told him there was not a reason for him to come. He's gonna get me the information. He did express to me that he has found grant funding for 2023 and 2024 that would include the officer and the benefits and everything for it. He just got off the phone, I guess, with the state this morning. So we're gonna go through the public hearing procedure, get it all published as it's supposed to be, and then we'll come back on it for a special meeting when we do the other appropriations that we can't hear tonight.
Okay. All right, it's time to the kids. All right.
I'll go over it.
So the next item on the agenda is the Children's Advocacy Services,
We have a resolution for that.
and we do have a resolution for that.
It's actually an ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Because it's
ordinance.
appropriation.
And as requested previously by the council, we do have representatives from the Children's Advocacy Center here. So I will give you the floor.
What's the ordinance number on that one? Jen?
Council ordinance, this would be.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Because then it would be during the council ordinances.
Okay. So it's gonna be ordinance one, appropriation for $25,000 from the unrestricted. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Kelly Duddy. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Advocacy Center of Southeastern Indiana. If you don't know what a Children's Advocacy Center does, we work with a multidisciplinary team, also referred to as an MDT, that is including Prosecutor's Office, Law Enforcement, and Department of Child Services. And we facilitate interviews when there's an allegation of abuse, any type of abuse, neglect, witness to drug usage, witness to drug overdose, witness to homicide, etc. And we do 3 primary foci. One is the forensic interview that's highly trained, protocol, child-friendly, and child-led, and that is performed at our office. While that is occurring, the advocates meet with the families and we provide their referrals for medical examinations that can be acute or non-acute, like an emergency, and also referrals to mental health, counseling, and therapeutic services, and any other services that might be needed. We also provide them with hygiene kits, clothes, backpacks, shoes, things of that nature. Then the third thing we are performing out of our office is our education prevention program, and we will be coming to Scott County schools this year. And we haven't done that before, but that was my goal last year, and we made that happen. So I'm really excited for that program and the school system here. Historically, this is our numbers from the counties that we've served in our offices. We have 3 locations. One is in Dillsboro, one is in Madison, and that will be a newer office. And then the third is in Greensburg, in Decatur County. And if you'll note.
Kelly, can you give me 1 second?
Sure.
Please.
Uh-huh.
Nothing
can
against
shut the
you.
door.
I need to. They're out there somewhere, so don't worry about it. Excuse me, I know that you guys can't hear what's going on, but we do have other county business that we are conducting, and I need you guys to keep it down because we can hear you echoing all the way in here. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So around 2018, we started seeing a lot more cases from Scott County, and so you obviously can see we've got 115 at this point, and we regularly serve Scott County residents and children and families of Scott County. And we were asking for budgetary funding for 2024. And in your packet, I did provide you with a lot of data and a lot of statistics related to funds that could be potentially from the opioid piece with the relationship. It's a strong correlation between abuse and drug or substance use in homes. And all of that is here for you. And then some additional studies that have been conducted regarding the economic impact of child abuse. And those numbers are pretty astounding. But then on the other side of this one, this specifically addresses the piece between abuse victims and then the delinquency and type of drug usage that occurs oftentimes as a result of trauma, such as, besides violence, but drinking, binge drinking, smoking, substance abuse, etc. So that's a really strong point to be made for our child victims and families that have to deal with some type of situations such as what we discussed. And this is a prevention flyer. So these are the current counties that we're serving. And last year we served over 7,000 school children. We go classroom by classroom. It's a research-based methodology, and we track everything, and also it is age appropriate. So the information that the kindergartners receive obviously is going to look different than seniors in high school. And this is the abuse system in a nutshell. Before a CAC model was adopted in Southeastern Indiana, a child that experienced abuse oftentimes were asked over and over again through a variety chain of people the story. And from the CAC model, we do it one time. We have all of the high-tech equipment and FBI layer capabilities of sending the interviews to the appropriate parties, such as law enforcement and prosecutor. So sound equipment, video equipment for prosecutorial purposes, and investigative purposes. So that simplifies what used to happen as opposed to what now occurs. One time, the child does not have to be re-traumatized over and over and over again by telling their story to strangers, people of opposite gender, if that's uncomfortable for them, etc., in police stations and things of, you know, sterile environments. Rather, it's a child-friendly environment. And then lastly, we have been recognized throughout the state of Indiana for our mandated reporter training, which is a free service that we offer every school that we go into to the teachers and the staff, because oftentimes the bus driver is the first person that lays eyes on the child when they're coming to school that day. So everyone is invited to the mandated reporter training at the school, and everyone typically attends. But we also do offer that for other groups, including law enforcement, and we also provide mandated training to the rest of the 31 CACs throughout the state of Indiana, and that's a first for us. So making progress on our education platform. And this is what mandated reporting means. So if a child makes a statement, you are required by law to report the statement if it is a suspect to you at that time. Thus, the need for the mandated reporter training. And that was brief. I can go on and on for hours, but if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
I don't have any questions, but I have a comment. I don't know whether it was the last meeting that you guys came to, but I was the solitary vote no. I don't know if you remember that or not. But I talked to the CASA people, the local CASA people do different things than you do.
Yeah.
And they, I suppose, gave me the information that they changed my mind or whatever they did. Anyway, you guys do a different service than they do completely, and they say it's necessary and it's a good thing, and you're doing a great job doing what you're doing according to them, and these people I pretty well trust their judgment, so I'm gonna be on board with this time, so.
Thank you. Yeah, we're 365, 24/7. We're kind of the first responders, so typically they come through our doors and then they move through CASA when they get into judicial process.
Yeah, and one other thing, I think the one's something different. Maybe this time, I don't know if that's.
Yeah, so I was gonna get to that point in the ordinance. Okay, so we are here for ordinance 2023-1 for an additional appropriation, for, $25,000 out of the unrestricted opioid settlement fund. Do I have a motion?
I'd like that motion.
JR will make the motion. Do I have a second? Do I have any comments, questions? No? All in favor? 6-0, I think. Yep, 6-0, yep. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate this.
This is our board member, board president, Meredith Boone.
Nice to meet you guys. And we totally appreciate you came on board last year with us, and we went from like 3 or 4 cases to 115. I think with our prevention program being in place in your schools now, that you're gonna really see those numbers rise like they are in Jefferson County. So I think this is just such an essential thing. As Kelly mentioned, we're first on the scene to kind of rescue the child and start them on their journey to healing. So it's very appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, thank you for coming. All right, up next on our agenda, we have Denise Vaughn with our Veteran Services.
I didn't bring candy this time. I almost did. I apologize, but I got yelled at last time. See? So as most of you know, there was a time that we didn't have an Assistant County Veteran Service Officer. So those wages sat there. So what I'm requesting is moving from salaries and wages into my office supply budget so that I'm able to, now that we have an Assistant County Veteran Service Officer who is accredited through the American Legion, the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. So he's getting ready to start being able to go on his own. We have 1 printer in my office, office supplies, desks, office furniture, that's what that will be used for. And it's already been earmarked, but we're asking for it to move from Montauk.
So I have a resolution 2023-2 to transfer $3,500 from line item 11134 to 21000, salary and wages to office supplies. Do I have a motion? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do I have any questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
Will the printer be a contract printer or just like one you're buying? for
I'm
the-
working with Andrew
Thank
to
you.
kind of have, because anything like that, that's
We're
Andrew's
trying to-
world. So, and that's who's kind of keeping an eye. I told him what I needed it to do, cause I don't need fax capability with one's fine. What I needed it to do, and he's already working for me.
Okay. All right, so I have a motion by Eric. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by JR. All in favor?
We also, now that we've got this team on board, Mondays are our walk-in days. We invite all of you, swing in the office during walk-in days. You can kind of see how we're operating now. On an average walk-in day, our office is seeing anywhere from 25 to 30 veterans. So we're actually moving up, and we're about almost at 100 veterans we're serving per month at this
People
point.
get sidetracked.
That's good, thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Brittany Combs with the Health Department.
Actually, hers, the health department one was signed at the workshop that we did, because it's been approved, I think, in July.
Okay.
And it was approved, but somehow the signed copy did not make it back to the office. So,
we approved it, we just have to sign it?
Approved at a meeting?
it has been approved in a meeting and there was no resolution.
Oh, gotcha.
But now that we have that, and we had the resolution signed at the 8/24 meeting.
Well, this says ordinance on it, so is it an ordinance or a resolution?
Will it be an ordinance, whatever it is that you make for the
Oh,
salary?
okay, gotcha. So that, what, you just
I
gave me a
understand
number.
Zach, I haven't figured you out yet. I understand, Zach, I haven't figured you out yet.
I'm very hard-nosed and do things appropriately, right?
Oh.
So does Zach though. So you just gave me an ordinance number 2023-1 for that other one, so should this be 2? Okay. And it was already, so we just need to sign this at the
Yes.
end of the meeting?
Yes.
Okay, so it was already approved.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so next we have,
Line creation
Okay,
and
so-
resolution for line transfer.
okay, so next we have Kevin.
He is,
Kevin? We just have to sign it at the meeting. Yeah, we've already done all
You don't
of
want
this, we
him?
have anything to sign.
Do you want him in here?
It's up to him.
Oh.
Now, his other thing, that's gonna have to be tabled to every notice for public hearing.
How you doing, Kevin?
As required after the-
Hey, you back again?
So this one is resolution. I didn't do one for line creation, so you guys just need to do line creation. And then this is the same exhibit A, he's requesting one from Bridge 28, $10,000. Right, and that's all on there. And then another one, transfer 10,000 for strike.
Hit it, yeah, hit it.
Yeah. Main reason I'm here is to get a line item created for Bridge 28, the bridge we spoke about on budget hearing. To get our assessment done, we want to transfer $10,000 out of the bridge repair line and into create
I can do that tonight.
Bridge line 28.
Kevin, which one was it? I can't keep up, I'm sorry.
Bridge 28.
Where's it at? It's
It's
Oxford,
in Leo.
the one we talked about for the grant.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'm with you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's doing two training, 2 line trainings.
Okay, so I have,
You said 6,000?
10,000. So I have a resolution 2023-3 for a line item creation, bridge repair, or I'm sorry, bridge number 28, correct?
Yes.
Is that what we're, so do I have a motion to create a line?
What's, line number 1135?
Bridge repair and maintenance.
I mean,
It's transferring out of the bridge repair and maintenance line into creating bridge number 28 line item.
It's the highway department.
Highway
His
department.
general.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. So do I have a,
1135 is your general.
So he's creating a bridge 28.
yeah, so do I have a motion to create a bridge 28 line?
The line number is 64106.
You made the
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
Do I have
Johnny
a,
second.
Johnny second, do I have any questions, concerns? All in favor? 6-0, all right,
Was it 6-0?
yes. And then we have to transfer there.
We could do it all under one resolution.
Okay, and then, So we're transferring now, right?
From bridge repair
Okay,
you're wanting to transfer from bridge repair to bridge
Bridge
28,
28.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then from maintenance and repairs to contractual striping to salt, right?
Yes.
So we're doing it all in one resolution, which is resolution 3.
We're moving contractual striping to salt,
Okay,
to cover a shortage of salt.
okay,
That is 2 separate things.
okay.
yes, but I put them in one resolution.
Yes, one resolution.
Okay, so do I have a motion to transfer $10,000 from bridge repair into Bridge 28?
I'll make that motion.
John Collins makes a motion, any questions? Miller, John Miller seconds it. Any questions or concerns? All in favor? So, all right, and then we have one more, we have a line item transfer of $10,000 from maintenance and repair to contractual striping,
To salt.
no, to salt, I'm sorry.
Contractual striping to salt.
Contractual
is the
striping to salt. Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Chair will make a motion. Johnny White will second. Any questions or concerns? No, all in favor? All right. Okay.
And then
The other one has.
your additional appropriation, under state statute, we have to notice additional appropriations for public hearing. It did not get noticed, so I'm working with Jennifer to make
November.
sure things are getting, yes, noticed, and there will be a special hearing, because there's several of those that we have to take care of and get noticed appropriately. So
That'll be fine.
it will not fall through the cracks. Yeah, we need a motion to
Okay,
table.
so I need a motion to table the additional appropriation for 35,000 into equipment repair. So I have do I have a motion? Collins made the motion, White second. Any questions?
I'm sorry. White made the motion, I seconded.
White made the motion. There's too many Johns. White made the motion. Collins second. Any questions or concerns? All in favor to table? All right.
Thank you, Kevin.
I have one more thing for the Bridge 28.
Okay.
Just so we can go consensus on the grant that I brought to the budget hearing. We're wanting to put this in for the November call of this year for year 2030. I don't know if you had time to glance at the book. The only thing I wanted to kind of clarify on it was our consultant's number that they come up with is the full package, is to make sure we have enough money to fund that bridge. So we can scale this bridge maybe down a little, maybe up a little, but this is just to cover us in year 2030, that there's counties out there right now that came up with a shortage because of inflation and they didn't account for it. So with our compounded interest that they figured and everything in here, you know, this should cover us on this bridge. Now, the design is totally flexible through, you know, through me and the commissioners and our consultant on where everything needs to fall.
Bless you.
I just kind of wanted to cover that. So basically, I just need a consensus that we can apply for this grant for 2030 and put Bridge 28 under federal funding.
If I'm not mistaken, doesn't have to go in front of the commissioners to apply for a grant.
It's been for the
It
commission.
has been through the commissioners first, okay. So, yeah, they say that you can apply for the grant. I mean,
One of the requirements to put this on federal aid is that we have signatures from the council and the commissioners. The council says that, yes, we're gonna fund it. The commissioner said, yes, we wanna get it fixed. So the commissioners have agreed that, yes, we need to get it fixed. The council needs to sign and say, yes, we will fund it for that year. So.
I don't know that they can legally say that. They have to have this council could be different by the time you come before it,
About
right?
2030.
yeah.
Well, the money has to be,
Kevin, do you guys wanna send it to me so I can just sort of look over it so I could advise them?
every federal aid project, I was a former county commissioner for 8 years. This is the requirement that they have, is that the council has to say that, yes, we will fund that program. Now, the construction won't happen till 2030, but we will start the project next year.
Okay.
Okay, so it will be started under this council, it will just start with the engineering, and then the final say-so, or the final construction won't be until fiscal year 2030, which starts in '29. So with that, that's the only thing that that the state requires, or federal aid, or federal requires, is that signature. The council just say, yes, we will fund that out of the Cume Bridge Fund.
And it has the yearly budget attached that has to be budgeted to it each year. So we'll know for this bridge for the next 5 years.
Where's, do you have the?
This-
the rest of it?
I mean, Mike, this might be something that needs to come back in the next special meeting, just so I can have time to look over it generally for things
There's a
like
special
that.
meeting
The attorney's gonna look over it
2nd.
first.
We're looking at. yeah.
November 2nd is when you're gonna do the public hearings for the
That would
appropriations.
be good,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
What's called,
okay.
when does it call?
If you-
It goes out October 30th.
It's in your court. You all seen the book, you've seen the bridge. There's an 80-20 split, 20% on the county.
We can do the meeting on the 30th with the 10 days.
We could, yes. I mean, that, it's really up to you guys. This is saying that you guys are irrevocably committing to pay for this bridge and are part of the project. And the Scott County share. So I'm assuming this is a matching grant?
It is 80-20, so we have to, the county has to pay the 20%, and then the federal government pays the other 80%.
That's paid within a 5-year period. There's, the payment schedule's on there that each
And it
year
comes
the
out-
mark will have
Did you
to
guys
budget
see this?
to.
Did you get a copy of that?
Yeah.
I never, this is the first time I'm seeing that.
And it comes out of Cume Bridge, correct?
That is
And
correct.
it
And
comes
you
out
would-
of Cume Bridge.
yeah.
So the line
So
item
you
that
have to
we
appropriate
create,
the payments every
line item 28 that we'll create now, each year we'll be able to know that this is budget that amount to that bridge to cover it. It has to be budgeted.
We have time to do a special meeting, we'll keep it moving.
We would have to move up the special meeting, because you're saying the deadline for this is October 30th?
Well, that's when the call for projects opens up, is November, or October 30th.
Okay.
That's when you can start filling out the application.
We got a
So-
meeting on the 24th already.
No, we're having a meeting on the 2nd right now is what we chose. When did the applications close?
December, or November, or the end of November, whatever day that is, 30th or 31st, whatever
But
day it is.
we
I mean,
can't
it's just,
be-
it's binding, you're basically binding future councils to appropriate that money out of Bridge Cume, but if you have the money in Bridge Cume, you're gonna have to, you're irrevocably binding yourself to pay 20% from now until 2030.
2030.
And they've got the payment schedule on there.
With the payment schedule, I don't really see the confusion about it. You know that
It's
the
coming
Cume
out of-
Bridge has to
We talked about
match
it.
that money every
Yeah,
year.
well, we knew we had to sign it, I guess we didn't realize that, I didn't realize that the timeline was now, like we
Well, that's
talked,
why,
yeah, we talked about it and you came in and I knew that the schedule.
that's why we came in the earlier part,
I
so
just-
that
I
we
just
could be
didn't-
ahead of it as opposed to being
Right,
behind.
I just didn't
so
realize the
That's
timeline.
You know what's in Cume
I'm-
Bridge?
It's all the funds that they have.
I'm sorry?
At the end of the year with the current projects, that would have around 680,000,
I'm fine with bringing, I'm fine with bringing
That,
it to
we
a
get
vote.
about that amount every year, right?
about
I
325.
said I'm fine with bringing it to a vote, but you guys.
So we can fund it strictly out of the money that comes in every year.
Did you ask for appropriation for 24 for that? I'm just thinking additional appropriation later if they sign, I mean,
Yeah, if they create the line item, we can
So do I need to?
we can encumber some money over as far as that goes.
yeah, no, they all have to agree.
All right, so do I have a motion to sign the federal funding application for Scott County Bridge number 28? Okay, I have John Miller. I have White second. Do I have any questions or concerns? Okay, all in favor? 6-0? 6-0, all right.
Wait, can you stick around later because she'll have them sign it afterwards? If not, it'll pass.
That's fine.
Somebody else, no, I'm about to let it to him.
Yeah, some will get bought for sure.
Alright.
Thank you, ladies
So
and
we'll get
gentlemen.
it, we'll get everybody to sign probably after, does that, and you can get it tomorrow? Will that work? Okay.
The day I wasn't there.
We got their date, I think.
Yeah.
The day you came.
Oh, yeah. Cause I don't think you wanna pay me to sit there 3 days, but
All
then
right.
she evidently wanted to. She's like, I don't think I need to. We tabled that one.
Now we're on the sheriff.
Oh,
So, okay, now we're on to the next one, Sheriff Gooden, with the salary, proposed salary of $5 an hour. We do have, go ahead, so we have,
You tell those folks, come on in, so they can hear. Time to come on in so they can hear closer if you can. Come on, step in, make friends.
Oh, sorry.
it's his,
So I've been asked to read a statement, and I'll read that for you. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I've been given the authority to speak on behalf of the present council members as our statement to all the law enforcement in this county. We support you, we appreciate you. We cannot live the lives we do without you and your sacrifices you make for us. With that said, I'm gonna give some facts regarding this 2024 budget that's upcoming and the facts of why we as a council made the decisions we have made, and we stand united in our decisions regarding these choices. Scott County, Indiana has not grown much in our population of residents or businesses in nearly 30 years. According to the U.S. Census, which our tax rates and income from the state are based upon, it is reported that in 1991, Scott County had a population of 21,242 people, with a 0.5% annual growth reported as of July 2022. We have 24,588 people in this county. Also reported on the U.S. Census website, Scott County, Indiana has a median income of $45,794. This is a number I'm going to ask you to remember for later in this conversation. Sheriff Gooden also has stated to us in the media several times that his salary is set by the state of Indiana, and that, I'm sorry, is not the case. The fact this body of government is tasked with setting a salary for the sheriff of this county. We are required to follow guidelines that are set forth by the state, and in doing so, for our 2024 budget, we noticed that Sheriff Gooden has requested a $12,000 increase to his own salary during this budgeting process. In meeting with Baker Tilly, our financial consulting firm, we completed an overall look at every budget in the county, line by line. At the beginning of this task, we were advised by Baker Tilly that Scott County would receive a total of less than $80,000 increase from 23 to 2024. Again, this based off several factors, but the growth of this county is one of the main things the state looks at to disperse this. Also, the county entered into a contract with a new insurance company for the health insurance for employees that started January of 2023, and it was a lot higher cost than the previous contract due to some unforeseen situations. We all started this budget process with about $1.9 million in the red. Now, to the main reason most of us are here tonight, the budget of the Scott County Sheriff. The Sheriff's Office is funded primarily in two separate ways, one for the police side of things and one for the jail side of things. However, both are used to pay salaries in some form or fashion. On the police side of things, Sheriff Gooden had a budget of $1.2 million in 2023 to operate with. His requested budget for 2024 in this section was $1.6 million, which is a $400,000 increase. On the jail side of things, Sheriff Gooden had a budget of $1.3 million to operate in 23, and he requested $1.5 million, which is a $200,000 increase to this county. The sheriff has a total requested of nearly $600,000 of revenue for 2024 moving forward. Next, I would like to look at information gathered from Gateway, a website in Indiana that tracks many things, but one of which is salaries for all public officials. During a current review of this information, we noted that Sheriff Gooden has 13 police employees on payroll, not counting himself, the chief, or the matron of the jail. Of the 13 employees, 4 of them have been employed less than 1 year as full-time status. That leaves 9 employees. Look at those 9, and in 2022, 7 of them have excess of $60,000 a year. So again, I asked you earlier to remember, the median income for Scott County is $45,794. If you consider that, most of our police employees have a current bring-home salary much higher than the average worker in Scott County that are paying the taxes. With that said, I believe it is also only fair in an effort of transparency to speak on the amount of employee turnover this agency has endured since January of 2019. When Sheriff Gooden took office, he walked into a fully staffed, fully funded police department. Since then, 22 full-time police employees have left the job for one reason or another. And I can tell you with absolute confidence, this was not all due to pay, nor did they leave for higher positions. In closing, I ask you to consider what is a fair wage to ask a human to strap on a gun, a bulletproof vest, take the chance of going to work and not coming home. I think we all agree it's impossible to put a dollar figure on someone's worth like that. Therefore, as a council, we've had to make many tough choices with budgets. And one of them is that we do not believe at this time that we are able to give $5 per hour raise as well as a 10% increase that has been requested by the sheriff. However, we plan to propose a balanced budget that will sustain all employees we currently have employed. It will give all employees of the county a 5% raise that would equate to around $2,000 to $3,000 annually additional for most of the officers on his payroll. Furthermore, this proposed budget for 2024 will fully fund the county paid portion of the school resource officers, and there will be no reason that we can see the officers cannot be assigned to the respective schools. Should they not be assigned to the schools, it is solely the choice made by Sheriff Gooden and has nothing to do with the lack of funding for those positions. Again, we thank each of you for being here, showing your care and support for all of our county employees. Madam President. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing I was asked to look at by some citizens was the, I guess there was a post made on Facebook regarding responding to calls, and I was asked to look it up, so I did a records request from our dispatch. Our sheriff's department since August till as of yesterday has responded to 1,739 calls for service. Sheriff Gooden has arrived at 3 of those calls. Chief Deputy Toby Deaton has arrived at 10 of those calls, and his next in line would be Major Joe Guarneri, and he has responded to a total of 66 calls for service. Thank you.
All right, the next statement that we have is because you, in your Facebook post brought in, mentioned Baker Tilly, so we do have a statement from Jason Semler, who is a partner at Baker Tilly, and we do have a statement from him. Baker Tilly was hired by Scott County to assist with the 2024 budget. We were asked early on in the process to review the county sheriff's budget. Baker Tilly worked with the Sheriff's Department to develop a plan of funding his department's budget from 3 funds: the general, special lit, and public safety lit. Revenue was allocated from the general fund based on actual expenditures in 2022 as a percentage of total general fund expenditures. Funding of the portion of the sheriff's budget from general was contingent on being able to fund the rest of the departments in the general fund. The other department budgets were not available when Baker Tilly met with the sheriff. We informed the sheriff that the council cannot only look at the departments on an individual basis, but must look at all the departments' budgets as a whole when considering what budget to adopt. After our staff had budget workshops with the county, it was determined that the county could not support all of the budgets as proposed, and the county made cuts throughout most, if not all, departments. Even with the proposed budget cuts, the county is still considering giving staff raises across the board. Baker Tilly has provided revenue estimates for all major funds to assist the county with making decisions about its budgets. It's ultimately the council's decision as to what is approved from each fund. And that is from Jason Semler, partner at Baker Tilly. That being said, Sheriff, you've been here before.
6 times.
Yes,
This is the 6th time.
yes. So do you have anything new?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And here's what I ask is this, okay? Let me complete what I want to say before, I didn't interrupt you folks while you said your part.
Yep,
You see what I'm
and that's
saying?
the
So all
plan.
I ask is to let me be able to speak, you see what I'm saying? Thank you. Okay. First of all, I guess I need to reply to some of the untruths that Mr. Ward had said. Let me first of all want to thank you for everybody coming out here. That you are the reason I'm here. You guys and gals are the reason I'm here. Secondly, I want to take about 2 seconds here, a moment of silence for the people of Israel. They are getting destroyed as we speak. People are losing their lives. We're losing American citizens. And just for 2 seconds, please, if I have the permissions, council, we have a moment of silence for the country of Israel. Okay, moment of silence, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, first of all, let's get some things straight. We have not had much growth in Scott County for the last 20 years, and the reason why we have not had much growth is the fact that the crime in this county was so bad we could not get people to move here. Crime rates were falling. As a matter of fact, as little as 5 years ago, and I've got the citizens that live in our cities and our counties can tell, will back me up on this. You could not hardly go down any city street in both of our cities that you didn't run into a prostitute trying to jump in their car. You didn't go down any county road, city road, or whatever block that there wasn't a drug dealer trying to sell drugs. You couldn't leave your house during the day because you was afraid when you left your house that everything you had was gonna be gone when you got back. That's a fact. That's nothing I'm making up. That's a fact. Fast forward 6 years. We have reduced crime at numbers that we've received awards for. We got a Crime Stoppers Award for being community-oriented policing officers, for being one of the nation, that the whole nation needs to take a look at what we've done and copy this model for the whole nation. I take a lot of pride in saying that the growth we've had, Mr. Miller, you're a business owner, okay? And Mr. White is too. The success that you've had in the last 3 to 4 years have not, if you tell me if I'm wrong, has not been unbelievably above what you had before that. And I'm not gonna put you on the spot, that's what I'm saying. Put you on the spot, but the fact of the matter is this. I've been told by a real estate agent, I've been told by people that have contacted me on numerous occasions and said, we moved to Scott County because it is safe. Because you guys have done something that nobody's been able to do before. You've made this county a safe place. You don't want growth, you're saying we don't have growth. By all means, keep cutting my budget. You're gonna see what not growth is because we're not gonna have nobody in this county and everybody's gonna be moving away. That's the fact of your point that you said about the crime. The number of calls, I'm gonna fact check you on those number of calls because I think you're wrong. Another thing about it too is this. Another thing about it too is this. When I go to calls, I don't go out on the radio that I'm at the call. Neither does Chief Deaton. We come and go. We don't log into the radio unless it's a very serious situation that needs to be done. Yesterday was a holiday. I was working. Chief Deaton was working, okay? Sunday was Sunday. I went with Austin Police Department and I had police work to do and I did with them. I didn't go on the radio. I don't do that. When I came on duty at the very beginning of the year, I go on duty. I'm on duty for 24 hours, 7 days a week. So your information that you're giving, you really need to check your facts before you do that because you're wrong, okay? Also on the budget balance, well, of course you got a budget balance. It's state law that you have to have a budget balance. You've not done nothing that every council before you hasn't done. And the state law of Indiana, the state of Indiana has to have a budget, balanced budget. So I applaud you on that. That's great. I'm telling you that is a great job. Nothing wrong with that. But another thing too about my pay, Mr. Ward, you're completely wrong, and I can understand why you would be making accusations. I have not asked for a pay raise one single time in my budget. My budget is set at 60% of what the prosecutor makes. That is what my budget, that's what my salary is set at. That's why I say it's set by state law. I've not asked you for one single penny more than what I am already directed to you all to give me by state law. Okay, that's been, since I've been here, that was before I even got here, that budget has been here. The same one. That's not nothing new. So there again, that's a complete untruth of what's going on. And as far as people leaving, let me tell you something. Leadership is tough, okay? Anybody out here that's dealt with people on a regular basis know that leadership is tough. Let me tell you something. I've congratulated my people on both sides of jail and the road. I've congratulated, we've shook hands, we've hugged, and whenever they had sorrow, I was right there crying with them. But you know what? There's also people that don't do what they're supposed to do. And I'm the boss, and I'm the one that's responsible to make sure that they're fulfilling their duties as a police officer. And I will tell you this, right now. We have checked those people. The people that we did not want to leave as an agency, that was the best officers we had, every single one of those people that left for better money and better wages for a better job. Every one. And I challenge you this. If you keep throwing this people, but you don't give any names, send me an open records request on every single person that you have, and I'm going to release the personnel file, okay? And we will see why they left, including yourself. Please do, okay? So, now, healthcare costs, let's talk about healthcare costs. Okay, and you correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But the fact of the matter is that we've gotten about 6% of raises over the last 3 to 4 years. And what's our health insurance went up last year alone? Last year alone, 8%. 8% went up. So guess what? Our folks are taking home 2% less than their paycheck. Okay? And now I don't even know what it's gonna be. Is it gonna increase this year? Is our health insurance cost going to increase this year? Again, you see what I'm saying? I know, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. We know that it's gonna increase because it never goes down. Unfortunately, it's one of those things like gas. It always goes up. Now, here's what I wanna say too. I'm gonna explain some other things if anybody, you know what I'm saying, wants to ask me, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. I got to explain first of all what, and Mr. Ward had said here is that they were funded. Okay, does everyone in here know what a funded position means? That's what I'm gonna separate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you that a funded position means that the council and the commissioners have approved a position to be hired, okay? Once that position is hired, the county council sets the position's pay, okay? Sets that position's pay, okay? So you have funded the merit deputies at one of the lowest rates across the state of Indiana. So you say that it's fully funded? Well, no, it's not. You can give me 50 police officers. I can't hire nobody. I can't hire nobody at the rate that we're at. Just today, by the grace of God or whatever, we get the Crothersville Times, okay? Lo and behold, on the front page, it says right here, Crothersville City Council approves $5,000 raise for Crothersville Police, putting them at $48,000 to $68,000 a year. They make more money than your county deputies do, okay? Now, as I continue on here, so everybody's clear on the funding. We'll make sure everybody's clear on the funding. Yeah, we got funding, but it's not nothing to even, we have an officer that is on, his kids qualify for free lunch and free books. We've talked about that. Okay, secondly, I want to tell everybody here, that's everybody that's in the crowd, don't let smoke and mirrors and all this stuff that they're talking about dilute the fact that we are here tonight for one reason. We're only here for one single reason. And that reason is that our deputies are some of the lowest paid police officers across the state of Indiana. I'm gonna call somebody out right here, and I know that she's gonna hit me over the head when I leave here. Jacqueline Shopner. This lady here busted her behind for us for how many years? 6 years? 7 years. She is the most experienced child sexual person we have in the state of Indiana. The state of Indiana right here. These folks will tell you with ICAC, if they're still here, they'll tell you how valuable, how great she was. She busted her tail every day. She busted her tail every single day. Okay? Now, Ms. Schaffner, I didn't tell you coming out, did I? Thank you for coming. And I put you on the spot here. I had a conversation with you. Okay? And in that conversation, I said, Jacqueline, I said, I can't blame you for leaving because of the amount of pay you got. But if we got this pay raise here, would you stay? You told me at that time, yes, because you love Scott County. You're not leaving here because of what all the smoke and mirrors people say. You're here because you love Scott County, you love the children of Scott County. If I'm speaking wrong, you've got the floor to tell everybody here I'm not prompted you on it. Have I? Thank you, Jacqueline, and thank you for your service to this county, and I wish you the best of luck in your job in the future. We miss you. The kids in this county miss you. Amen. And we can't replace you. If somebody said, well, just replace her. I can't replace someone with her experience. How do I replace someone with her experience? How do I replace? I can't do that. Plus, what she was on was a federal grant, state administered by the state. Her salary was paid for. So what that did for us is it allowed us to be able to hire another police officer for free. The government was giving us a policeman for free. We had to release, when Jacqueline left, we had to release that grant and we lost it. We lost that. Okay? That's the facts. The facts of the matter is this. If there is anybody sitting at this table right here today that thinks that I want to move the school resource officers out of the school, you are silly as can be. And I'm just going to tell you that right now. I love this county. I love these people that come out here to support us. This is why I'm here.
Madam President, I'd call for a vote so we can move back to the agenda.
And this is the thing that happens before. This has been tabled 6 times for this various reason. For this particular reason, I asked them if I could speak my piece, and now because they don't want me to, now they don't want the truth to be told, they try to cut me off, and they cut me off. I'm completely appalled, and if that's what you all want, if you want to continue to make the lies and the accusations and what you've done, I'm not gonna say everybody on this table's done that. I've got some people on this table that have told me they support this. They support what you're doing, Jerry, but they just don't have the votes to get it through. Thank you for those people. Thank you. And I'm gonna finish up here just like with my last thing here, okay? I could go on and on about the officers and what we've lost, okay, because of the low pay, but I'm not. Okay, this is the fact of the matter is this, and I wanna read this. As you very well know, I usually talk off the cuff, because it's from my heart.
Unfortunately, we have a motion on the floor.
Well.
Let him speak.
Yeah.
Let him speak.
There is a motion on the floor. First statement. There is a motion on the floor. Mr. West, if you're gonna continue, I would appreciate it if you leave.
Please keep, you know what I'm saying, the noise down. I'm expressing how I feel here, and you folks are here expressing that, but we have to do it in an orderly fashion. We have to do it in a fashion that's not total chaos. Thank you, but let's keep it down. Let's let them do the thing, because once it's over, then the rest of the truth can come out. Let them do their business. Thank you. I'll take care of that.
So, as I stated, we do have a motion on the floor. Do I have
You're calling for the vote.
I'm calling for the vote, yes.
Right.
We do have a motion on the floor to call for a vote, for the $5 an hour.
Can I ask one question before you do that vote, please?
Yes.
I asked that be a roll call vote for people so they'll know exactly where everybody stands. Because I did have some people tell me they was.
You need a motion for that.
Okay.
So do I have a motion to do a roll call vote?
We have a motion on the floor, JR called the vote, so on his raise proposal.
So I have a motion on the floor to,
You want to amend to do a roll call, you can do that.
Carry on.
I have a motion on the floor to call for a vote for the $5 an hour raise proposed by Sheriff Gooden for the remainder of 2023. Do I have a second? For the motion to call for a vote.
Second.
So I have JR make a motion, I have John Collins second. Do I have any questions or concerns?
Yeah, the motion is to vote for the $5 an hour raise?
Yes.
To bring it to the floor.
Yes, we brought it to the floor, so the motion is to vote for the $5 an hour raise.
Okay.
All in favor for the $5 an hour raise? All opposed?
Wow.
All right. Did John, I'm sorry, did everyone, is it 6-0?
No.
Oh, no vote?
Let it be known through a roll call,
There
please.
was no vote for.
I'm sorry?
I'm asking to please let it be known, I'm asking your permission to let it be known as a roll call for individual people to answer this.
She'll note it in the minutes, but somebody on this body has to make the motion for a roll call.
I'm asking for that, please, to be.
Does anybody want to make a motion for a roll call? A roll call vote?
Next is the well fund.
Okay. All right.
So I'm done.
You don't want to say I vote. You know me, don't you?
But you didn't speak up.
Thank you.
Sheriff,
Yes,
by statute, you were here to keep order also. It's in the
That's
statute,
what
the
I
sheriff
did.
should be.
That's what I did.
So if they're gonna make trouble, I would ask that you please remove them from the room.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I will do that.
We have
Here's what
business
I
to
will
conduct.
say. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. At your request. Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor. Shock Sheriff. I'm used to Your Honor.
We
But he
see,
is Sheriff,
you
so
see
that's appropriate.
now exactly what the issue is.
Okay.
This is-
Auditor.
Please leave if you
Okay,
are here
so now
for
we
the sheriff's
have,
office. Thank you. Thank you.
You'll remember it election day.
all right, next we
Thank you all.
have,
Thank you very much.
yes.
It should be a shame.
Oh,
Y'all should be ashamed of
At
yourself,
the-
and I'm leaving.
okay.
Hey,
That's right.
look out.
Thank you all.
Okay, I'm gonna do this second.
Really, we need to do it at the end. We need to do it at the end.
Well, he's gonna leave though, and it's really.
That's all right, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be recorded.
Okay, okay. All right, so next we have the auditor treasurer Lao software.
Which is going to be, I gave you.
I want to say something, I don't want to leave.
Sure, can I just let them speak really quick to make a statement?
It's ridiculous.
It's up to you, you're the president.
Yeah. If we, Toby, can you can you get Sheriff in here really quick?
Someone's asking
Someone
about
is asked to make a statement to him.
She's gonna allow 2 minutes
I'm gonna
public
allow 2
comments.
minutes of one person and see, yeah, Sheriff.
Jesus Christ. Let's move forward.
Yes. Sheriff,
Someone's asking to
I've
make a
had a
statement.
request to make a public comment to you, so.
Okay, good deal.
All right, my name is.
Wait, hey,
Sorry, can we shut the door? We can't even hear.
we can't shut the door. We can't shut the door. Okay.
All right, guys, I'm Andrea Solo. I'm the current president of our school board. The only thing we wanted to convey is we want the partnership to continue, but if we can't continue, we just need a reasonable amount of time with our current SROs while we can make alternate plans. 3 days is not enough.
Well, here's
And so this is not question and answer, it's just.
Again, I
it's
can't
just-
answer you.
We just wanted you
No.
to hear it.
Yes, thank you very
So,
much. And
90
we're on the
days
same
would be
page.
great. We don't know what we're gonna do.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Thank you.
All right.
Even though I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm confused on the loud. Are you guys asking for that already? Or are you asking for it all? Because once we advertise, if you're on loud software, thank you.
John, you won't be getting my vote no more.
Hey, that's enough.
We're gonna continue with business. On the loud, are you going to ask for it out of rainy day or for
Then,
months? How do
then
you
take them
act?
out. Like, don't just shuffle them out, like, take them out.
Okay.
And that's what we're asking for, at least the initial payment.
But if not, you're gonna bring it back as another agenda item on rainy day?
I don't think we will this year.
Okay.
And that's what it sucks.
Okay.
So, okay.
All
All
right.
right, so what do I have something or other?
Yeah, there should be a packet in your stuff.
No, you have for Lau,
Lau.
you have an ordinance for additional appropriation, and it's out of
Okay.
APRA, so it did not, I
So,
did not advertise for hearing.
all right, so I have, don't shut the door.
You can close the door, you just can't lock it.
Hey, you can close it, you just make sure it's not locked.
Just
You
make
can
sure,
close it, just make sure it's not locked.
yeah, just make sure it's not. JR, he can't.
As soon as
Nobody else
there,
in this crowd.
Back in, as soon as it dissipates, we'll open it.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have, an ordinance 2023-3, is it 3?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, 2 was the unsigned one.
For the purchase of some Lao software out of ARPA funds, in the amount of $288,492. Do I have a motion to approve?
Actually, it's
Oh.
not,
Questions?
it's, I was gonna say, because we've asked them to come back, if we could have the initial payment out of ARPA.
Yeah, they broke it down, instead of 4 payments, they broke it
so
down
that
to
would make it-
5.
I just soon if we're going to buy it, we need to just buy it.
Is the price the same with the payments? Or is there a
Yeah, it's
difference?
the same.
It is.
It's
And where
just
we have
broken down in
multi-
parcels?
Yeah, and where we have like, we have the financial, we'll have the tax, they give us a $10,000 discount. Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because we already own one, we're adding to that.
Yeah,
is what
because
you're
we
saying.
have Lao Financial, so we're gonna hopefully get Lao Tax, because we have
Okay.
MVP currently.
So that'd be 10,000 less than what it was last time, and then the option is you could do one payment to start the process, and then we can see where we're at with everything else and go there.
What's the balance about?
We're at 2.3 right now.
Thank
We
you.
have got.
Thank you. Thank you.
Open,
Open,
please.
please.
Like, do you know
What's unappropriated in APRA?
I'm not sure what we're calling.
Yeah, it's on there. It's
There's a balance is on there.
2.055,
That's it.
Okay.
2,055,000.
So that's not spoken for at all? Oh, okay.
No,
Okay, I must have been confused. I thought
Okay,
you
do
told me
I
it was
have
1.4.
There's, that's if you, all the resolutions that have been made but not appropriated.
Yeah.
It'd be 2 million.
But it has none of those have been appropriated, so.
Okay, I'm assuming those are the things that we voted not to vote, okay.
Okay,
So
so,
they're not here.
so do I have a motion to approve the Lao software?
I move that we accept the software price and pay for it all and be done with it. rather
Okay,
than-
I have a motion by John Collins, do I have a second? I have a second by John White, do I have any questions or concerns? None, all in favor? 6-0.
That was, 2023 to 3. Here, that's gonna make it much more efficient on taxes.
Yes,
And you're not gonna
And
lose a
maybe
bunch of
we won't
money
be in
either.
this problem this issue, or next year.
yes.
That was tricky.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That needs to be signed.
Can you put this
Okay,
underneath
so
of
now
this?
is the cell phone stipend, which we have to table because.
Motion to table.
I second.
Well, I want you guys to understand why we're tabling this. There is a state statute that says that any additional appropriations have to be noticed for a public hearing. We have not been doing that, as well as a lot of other counties has not. So we're working through with the auditor's office to make sure everything is going to get, but the cell phone stipends have been sort of sitting out there a while. So we're going to go ahead and notice them, and then we'll notice a special meeting to get them done, but we'll notice them appropriately. We're just working through some technical issues with it. Now, the APRA funds and, the opioid money, since those come from different funding sources, federal, not state, not property taxes, we were able to do those tonight. But the rest of them are asking to come out of our general budget or budget that takes tax money. So I hope that makes sense. And that would be the cell phone stipend, Baker Tilly funding, and, part of that road department, they asked for $35,000.
These all need to be tabled then?
That all three need to be tabled, yes. I think we tabled one when Kevin was here.
I move that we table the cell phone and Baker Tilly.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion to table, the cell phone stipend resolutions, resolutions and the Baker Tilly funding by John Collins. And do I have a second? Or JR second?
It is, but
Yeah, okay, so, any questions or concerns? All right, all in favor to table? 6-0 to table.
Until the special.
I
You sent
mean,
that to me, I really don't understand.
Oh, okay.
11-2.
all right, so now we have the,
Did they get a copy of this? Cause I didn't get a copy of this. I mean, this is my copy,
No.
but.
No,
so now we have a council established policy for council to participate by electronic means of communications.
This actually, I don't believe it's ever been adopted before. And this came out of COVID, when there are certain statutes that talk about when you're, in a state of emergency, which we're not any longer, and then how you can attend public meetings, as a member of the council, when there's not. And there's certain stipulations, but the first is you have to have a policy in place that the county allows us to, that you guys as a council allow members of your body to participate electronically. And there are certain provisions that we can, that are in here that are all statutory, like you're counted for a quorum. You can vote as long as you're able to see and be heard. So you couldn't just call in and vote or be counted for a quorum. You'd have to be on Zoom where we can see and hear you. You can only do that 2 times in a row, and you have to have 50% of the members present. All those are statutory. So I did not see that, just coming on as a new attorney, I did not see that resolution that allowed us to adopt that policy. So what I did was I gave one to Jennifer. I don't know that it's been given to you guys. So if you guys want a copy of that so you can read it, know exactly what's in it, before the November 2nd meeting, we could do that. Does that sound okay, Jennifer? I would rather they
and I can make
know
the copies
everything.
here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea that gives them both.
Okay, so you want to wait, get a copy of it so everybody can,
Can you email it out for the
Johnny,
next
do you want
meeting?
to just read it?
On the 2nd, so they can,
You'd like to read it
or you can give
first?
it to them
Okay.
now.
All right, they would like to get copies of it, read it, and then we'll adopt it.
Yeah.
So,
So
all
we
right.
just table that?
Do we need to table that actually, or is that more?
I think we can just reintroduce it and put it on the next
I think we
agenda.
can just reintroduce it. Okay,
I didn't even know. Yeah, sorry, man.
Alright. The next is the consideration of the corrected regular minutes. Mr. Gillespie.
I move that we accept.
Move to approve, or no, John?
Do I have a
Oh, you do
motion?
not have the 9/12, I'm sorry, you've only got the correction this week, just in for
For 8-8, okay.
8/8.
8/8.
It's correction of 8/8 is all we've got, I do not have
Okay.
the other one, sorry.
Alright, so this is the one, Mr. Gillespie, that I failed to ask you if you wanted to. Okay, I'm just making sure you know.
The agenda, or the.
Yeah, we've read through them.
Alright, so I
Second.
have a motion
August 8th,
by,
2023.
I have a motion by Collins, second by Johnny White, all in favor to accept the minutes. All in favor, 6-0. Okay, and because I said that I would give a minute for public comments at the end as well, we will do a short public comment only. Again, will be timed. Does anybody wish to make a public comment before the council meeting is adjourned? Anybody? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Jared makes a motion to, everybody motion. Take your pick, Ms. Hamilman, and all in favor to adjourn?